Well, joining us now from Houston, Texas, an old friend of ours at MTTV, Chris Stott from ManSat. And as always, a great link there to Houston. Chris, we've done this before, but it's a great time to embrace your love of the Isle of Man, even though you're over there, with what you're doing and the contacts you've got. And what we're going to talk about today is about this award you do. I think it's been running, 5 years now, and yet again the Isle of Man's got a team that could be heading for the finals, but I'll leave it up to you to explain what it's about.
Well, thank you, Paul. Thanks for having me today. Well, the Conrad Spirit of Innovation Awards, it's a business plan competition put on by the Conrad Foundation, named after Apollo astronaut Pete Conrad. It's an opportunity for students to form teams, come together, tackle a real-world problem in aerospace, space, cyberspace, nutrition, renewable energy, and put together a product, put together a program, compete internationally, and hopefully win some prize money too. But to get real-world experience, great for the resume. And for the last 5 years, as you said, thank you, we've been running this competition on the island. The great thing is, it used to be America only. Now, we were the first to come in on the Isle of Man on the international side. Since then, 37 other countries, which is astounding. But the best thing is, every year, the Manx teams either get to the finals or the semi-finals. And this year, we have a Manx team again, Team Victrix, in the semi-finals. And we're hoping this week they'll do well and make it through to the international final here in Houston, Texas, this coming March.
Well, we'll have more of a word with you in a few seconds, actually, Chris. But I did get down to the QE2 and chatted to the team and found out a bit more about their idea. This is what they had to say.
We went to a physics competition to do with like innovative ideas and things like that. And our category is in the aerospace industry.
So how did this all come about in the first place?
Our physics teacher said something to us, and my brother's entered the competition before as well, and so I'd heard of it through that.
Okay. So what is the big idea?
The idea is a mechanism to spin a aircraft's wheel before it comes into land to reduce the tread loss and hopefully extend the life of the tyres.
Okay. So where does this idea come from?
Originally it came from Andy. We were quite tight for ideas and tight for time, so yeah, I guess.
And has it been a challenge?
Yeah, but getting the first work done to get through to semi-finals was pretty hard because we entered late. Mm-hmm. But we're getting there now with the semi-final stuff to get through to the finals, hopefully. So been all right, I think.
And you've been doing some CAD stuff on that.
Yeah.
That's not your speciality. Who's the computer genius here?
I've been designing a CAD model of a wheel and then trying various different like turbine or impeller ideas to attach onto the wheel and see how they will work best.
Now, I think this idea's been around before now because I'm sure vaguely in my past I remember something about it. But of course, if it does work in the modern day, you could save a lot of tyre tread, couldn't you? Basically.
Yeah. Do you have some figures on it? Or?
I don't, but if we get through to the next round or further in the competition, then we'd plan on do research into just how much we would save. But like when the plane lands, there's a big screech and white smoke, which is basically the tyre losing its tread. So if we can spin the wheel then it'll lose a lot less, hopefully.
So that's a bit from the team. I think they're a bit camera shy, but keeping their light under the bushel maybe for you there, Chris. But they entered late, as they said, so they've got quite a fast track here to get maybe to the finals. Let's hope they do it.
Absolutely. And the most amazing thing is what's really behind all of this. The Conrad Foundation was put together by Nancy Conrad, an amazing woman in her own right, but in the memory of her late husband, Pete Conrad, the Apollo moonwalker. What's really important to understand here, and by the way, we have some lovely footage, courtesy of NASA, of Pete's Apollo 12 moon landing, of course with Al Bean, the gentleman who also did stamps for the Apollo 40th anniversary for the Isle of Man post office. Nice Manx connection there as well. But the most important thing about Pete was, a lot of people don't know this, but he was kicked out of school at the age of 17. He was severely dyslexic. It wasn't understood what that was at the time. And so he didn't graduate high school, went to the Navy. The Navy through the aptitude testing, spotted him pretty quickly and ran him through their programs all the way through to test pilot and coming out the other end to be an Apollo moonwalker at NASA. But then after NASA, his entrepreneurial bent really got into focus. And while he was in McDonnell Douglas, working various groundbreaking programs, single stage to orbit with the Delta Clipper and others, Pete really put the entrepreneurial action into mind and formed Universal Space Network, Universal Space Lines. And it was this passion for the entrepreneurial ideas and the sort of spirit of innovation, hence the name of the award, that we wanted to bring to the Isle of Man as an opportunity for the students of the island to really sort of experience something other than what goes on in the classroom, with the support of the schools, and I must admit, the Department of Education, who are incredibly supportive of this.
Now, if they get through from the semis and get through the final, they get a trip over to your neck of the wood, don't they?
They do, actually, yes. For the first 3 years, the teams were sent to Silicon Valley, out in California, San Francisco. They would come out with their mentors, their teachers, and they had hopefully had a great time. Speaking with them, competing in the actual competition itself was worthwhile. But meeting the other team members, meeting people from around the country and around the world, and experiencing what goes on at the finals, which isn't just people presenting their ideas. There are guest speakers, Nobel laureates, other Apollo moonwalkers coming in to talk to them, people from industry, people who founded the internet. It is an incredible group who come and put their arms around these students to try and help them in life. And last year and this year coming, it's moved from Silicon Valley down here to the Johnson Space Center Mission Control in Houston. And the competition is planned for this, I think it's this March coming up. So I think January 15th or 16th, Team Victrix, and good luck Team Victrix, we're here to help. See if they make it through to the finals. And then hopefully they do, and we'll see them here in Houston. And we take care of all of that.
That's fantastic. We'll keep an eye on everything as well, and I know you'll be looking after them if they make it, and let's hope they do. And who knows, we might have another big success on our hands, yes?
Fingers crossed. Go Team Man.